have the type of conversation, have those type of conversation, and have the mindset to want to be somewhere other than where you're at,
agreed,
you're already not my type. Like, I'm just... Hi everyone, welcome to McMo TV,
where talk is therapy.
My name is C-Mac.
And I'm K-Mo.
And if this is your first time here, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Alright, on today's Talk Therapy, we will be discussing gender roles, baby.
This is a great topic. I love this topic.
This is well overdue.
It is.
It's one of my favorite things to discuss because a girl like me,
it's so juicy, and there's so many ways it could go.
I for one believe in gender roles, but I mean, I'll explain later. Okay, but let's jump right into it.
Okay. All right. So let's just lay out the typical gender role, the normal, what everybody thinks gender roles should be.
Okay.
So we think normally when we say gender roles, a man's role is he is the provider.
Yes.
He takes out the trash. He washes the car.
Okay.
He
fixes things.
Yep.
The fixer, like
the fixer,
like a small, like if I don't know, something broke in the house, or I don't know, the electricity is out.
Maybe the authoritarian too.
Right.
Because I'm gonna tell your father.
In a way, yeah.
I'm gonna tell your father.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. And then for the woman,
what about I think men, there's way more gender roles than that.
Okay, for the norm, just what everybody
for the norm. Okay,
yeah.
so you want to stop right there?
Yeah, just normal stuff that everybody would say. Yeah, that's stuff that a man would normally do.
I agree. All right, for the women, gender roles for women:
cooking,
cleaning,
watching the kids,
helping kids with their homework.
Yeah.
Maybe most of the like grocery shopping.
Yep, the grocery shopping.
Organizing.
If the kids get hurt, it's usually mom.
Right.
If the kids get in trouble, it's dad. The kids get hurt, it's mom.
Okay. Maybe organizing a bit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Keeping track of dates. She's the one that birthdays and making sure that she remembers everyone's special occasions. And...
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now that we kind of got an understanding of what the general understanding of gender norms. I mean, that's a tongue twister. Gender norms.
Gender norms. I can say that one.
Now. The controversy.
So I don't know what type of women back in the day we was trying to fight for the equality of women and men. I personally, I mean, if we talk about on some Handmaid's Tale shit where y'all doing the most and the women have to just sit there and take it, like, no, I'm not talking about that. But I do believe that in most relationships, if we're talking about respect factor, we're talking about decision making, we're talking about having an opinion. Hell yeah, I think that the man and the woman should be just as equal.
Yes.
But when we're talking about income and doing like just different things, like, yo, it's okay for the man to be that in his lane doing his thing, and for the woman to be in her lane doing her thing. Like,
devil's
I'm
advocate.
Okay with that.
Let me go ahead and step in here and say this. What do you say to people, to women that will come to you and say, I make more money than him, but I love him?
Yo, that's
or I'm an alpha, but for women that are alphas, but he doesn't fit the gender specific roles. So in their relationship, it's more of a, maybe she's the breadwinner and he's the cleaner.
No, I think in that situation, then you become, all right, so the woman's making more money.
Mm-hmm. The woman's making more money, so the man
doing the more
fills in. Right, this is his deal. Right. I'm going to fill in, I'm going to help her in at the house because I know she makes more than me. So I know she's filling in financially, so I'm going to fill in domestically.
And I think that that's fair. I think that that's A-okay with me. because I think each situation is unique,
Mhm.
and whether he's not at the level that he needs to be, or maybe he's at a good place, maybe he's a teacher and teachers make this amount of money and that's his passion.
Right.
That's okay. In your situation, that's your situation. That's something that you walked into. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like when we're talking about making more or less or whatever, I mean, as long as you're making some type of money and you're contributing to the whole picture, the house, the electricity, the water, whatever, I think that that's fine. I personally think that you should have an account, whether that's joint or whatever, but whatever account that both of you guys can see and can contribute to some type of percentage. If you make $20,000, he makes $10,000, or you make $30,000 and he only makes 20. 30% of that, 40% of that, whatever, goes to this account, and y'all use that for your bills or whatever. And that way it'll be not 50-50, because I mean, you don't want to do 50-50. This is not a roommate situation, but at the same time, you can feel comfortable knowing that you're both contributing in some way, like some capacity.
True. And I also feel like it's okay for a man to say, well, I know I'm in this position, so let me help her out. You know, the woman sometimes has to go to work, come home, clean the house, take care of the kids, still cook dinner, still arrange all the events, and she gets no break, but she is contributing financially. You know, so if she's stepping over into that realm of saying I'm contributing financially, then like C-Mac just said, you know, it's okay to share some of these gender roles across the board just to help each other out and make things easier. I don't think we should hold each other to such rigid standards.
No, I think so. I mean, it's different in this day and age, but like I said, like I think it's all about having the same type of mindset, whether that is like whenever you're in a situation with someone, right? If y'all are on the same page about this particular topic, you'll be fine, because if I'm dating someone who doesn't understand that I do believe in gender roles and I do like a provider, and I'm not saying pay all the bills or do all of that. I'm saying you have to have the provider's mentality. You have to know that you're a man, and if I fall short, I should be able to come to you as my man to help me out, to bring me whole, make me whole. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm sorry if this is just, I don't know. This is how I was raised. I've always known for my dad to be that type of man. So I don't know any different. Like, I just have not seen any different. And then my uncles are the same way. My grandfathers are the same way. So it's like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm just not gonna, it's not gonna work for me. And it's crazy because I'm the type of person that pays my own bills, does my own thing, like on my own. I have no problem with being completely independent. But if I'm gonna be in a situation with someone, he has to assume that responsibility of being the provider, someone I can look up to, someone I can allow to lead and allow to address certain things in my life. So that's just me.
So I'm going to play the devil's advocate a little bit more here and say, I think a lot of women are stuck in a situation where they don't have a choice, because we can't always assume that all of these men out there are going to know how to be a man. We can't assume that they've been raised or they're in an environment that would allow them to, and I'm speaking from like our standpoint of being an alpha woman. You know, you're a strong woman, you're an independent woman, and you're out there and you're trying to find someone, and you do believe in gender norms. You do want gender norm, a gender normal relationship in some type of way, but you know you're an alpha woman, so you're already crossing over some type of some of the lines. So you're out there looking and you see that, you know, maybe you are up here, and your options pool is down here just from where you are, where you live, your environment.
In that space, I would definitely have to say that's where you have to show and teach someone how to provide for you, love
Good
you.
point.
Make it to where, like, I mean, I understand that this is where we're at right now, but this is where I'd like to be. Is that someplace that you see us being at? Is this someplace that you want to be at?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's okay. I'm not gonna be like, okay, like I don't want to be with somebody who make less than me. That's just ridiculous, because that's a temporary thing. Like, at any time I could be making less than you. It's like
you could lose your job yesterday. Tomorrow.
Right. Jobs are just jobs. Like, this
Right.
is what it is. Like, I mean, people lose their jobs every day. Be like, but
True.
what I'm saying is,
especially this year,
you don't have. But I'm saying if you don't have the type of conversation, have those type of conversation, and have the mindset to want to be somewhere other than where you're at,
agreed,
you're already not my type. Like, I'm just,
and that's the part of the gender norm. I think that gender norm doesn't need to be confused. A provider mentality doesn't necessarily mean the money,
right.
like you were saying.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that you make more. It just means that you have the mentality of, I need to take care of her.
Yeah.
I need to make sure she's okay.
I want to make sure she's good. But that's the thing. Like, you want to make sure I'm good. I want to make sure you're good. We are both good. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we are on the same page about this particular subject. You know what I'm saying? So.
Awesome. So, okay. Gender norms in this society. I see them breaking down because I see different types of relationships starting to form. I know that kind of we have two different perspectives. In my perspective, I see gender norms breaking down as a lot of the women that I'm observing, they really are coming out from up under a more submissive mentality, straight to the top. There's no middle. It's going from straight from the bottom of, okay, we understand that, we have a submissive type of way of doing things in order to lead our families, but it's society itself is forcing us and those type of women to just say, you know what, we can't afford this anymore. We can't afford to be this way. We know what we're supposed to do. We got to get out there and work. We're getting paid more money, and that is true. We're hustling more. We're in their schools. We're not only we're doing stuff with our kids, but we're doing something at work, and we're doing something on the side with our girlfriends, where we got all this going on, and we find out that all of a sudden we don't have a choice but to be alphas. And in that, we are kind of destroying the gender norms.
No, but I feel like, okay, so you're alpha. You can be an alpha woman and have an alpha man. Like, I think that's okay.
You can, but it would still change because I think the gender norm when it comes to women, unfortunately, it's been labeled to be, you have to be a submissive person. Like, submissive to, you. So this is domestically.
Okay,
submissive.
domestically submissive.
Let me say that, domestically submissive,
and
not in the world.
And that's okay. But I do believe you can be an alpha woman, alpha female, and still be submissive within your household. Like, I want to be that. I would literally want to be alpha everywhere else but home. Like, I want you to be a man. Like, I really don't want to be an alpha at home. Like, yo, tell me, like, hey, like, this is what we're doing. This is what we got. This is what our plans are. I'm like, yeah, babe, like, I'm ready.
How do you convince a man that you want that? Because I think a lot of times they look at us alpha women and they're just like, she don't want me to do that. And they just tell themselves this before we've even said it. Like, oh, she don't want, like, they automatically assume we don't want you to open our doors, or we don't want you to,
what?
Silly stuff. That was an exagration.
Right, but
I'm just saying.
That's crazy, but I do think that it's one of those things where you're like, so where we gonna go? Like, what are we doing on Saturday? Or what do you think about?
Whatever you want to do?
No.
It turns into like coming to America. It's like
whatever you want to do.
Whatever makes you happy. Whatever you like. Bark like a dog. A big dog. Woof, woof, woof. It's like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I want you to decide for me, even though I, most of the time, want to decide a lot of things.
So, okay, so then start by this. I think if that's the case, right? If you want them to
talk to the alpha women out there.
No,
alpha
okay.
women. If you want your men to be the alpha at home, but let you be the alpha in the streets,
then I think that you should give them options. Like, if you're like, okay, well, I've tried to just tell them, like, do whatever, I'll just go with the flow. All right, so be like, hey, babe, would you rather do this or that? And like, give them the option still. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because sometimes they just don't want to think straight out of their brains to just come up with something. So if they have the option, they're like, okay, well, these are the options. This is what's on the table. Then they're still kind of deciding of what we need, what we want to do, where we're going to go next, or whatever.
And when they do decide, even if you don't want to do it,
just go with it.
Just go.
Just be like,
and don't complain. Because they're going to be like, see, this is why I don't want to say anything.
Because I know I'm guilty of that. Like, I'm like, that's what you want to do. Like, That's it.
I know I gave you an option, but you don't want to choose the other one.
You sure you don't want to just go to the movies because but
alpha women problems.
definitely and I'm so guilty. Oh my
Me
god,
too.
but you definitely need to just go with it. Like once they decide, especially if they do like, oh, if they're proud of it, if they're proud of the decision they made, like, oh, let me tell you what, we're gonna go boom, 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 we're gonna do this and that. Just nod your head, like, okay,
Oh,
cool with that. Thank you. Like, and then actually, you want to show appreciation. I feel like a lot of women, because we feel like, okay, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
Oh, good point.
Definitely show your appreciation to your men, man. Like, seriously, it's hard out here being a man. Like, I know it is. It's gotta be. So when they do step up to the plate and they are showing that they want to take that initiative to be the man for you and do the things that you want them to do, show them that you appreciate it.
Right, because that's being a man too.
Speak to your man like, I really appreciate you, putting that together last night. Like, I have so much fun, or this was a good time. Like, oh my God, I'm still thinking about it. Like, whatever, I enjoyed myself. Make sure you take pictures. Make sure you hold up their hands, and make sure they
make them feel like a man.
Like, yo, like she's really digging this right
now. Definitely.
So
you feed a man that type of confidence, and
definitely
he will always return.
Yeah, and he's definitely gonna want to do more.
Yeah,
because he's like, okay.
Look at me go. Trust me, he'll be smiling for a couple of days.
Nah, I love gender roles, man. I think it just makes things so much easier.
I do too.
Yeah,
I think it just gives us a starting foundation. I think gender roles gives us a starting template. Mm-hmm. That's our template, like our foundation. And we can build upon a foundation.
You can switch it, change it how you like, and make it unique.
Take this and move it over here.
Yeah.
Take this and move it over here.
Unique to your situation, because obviously everyone's situation is different, and it is what it is. Like,
make sure you're comfortable with your decisions, and make sure you don't let anybody else's opinions come in to make you feel like what you've decided is right in your relationship should be changed, because no one should be able to dictate that for you.
Yeah, but I also want to point out that even when, like, so it's okay to want to change later on. Like, say, you're like, you know what, I've been doing this for 20 years. Like, I'm sick and tired of cooking now. I know I said that was going to be my role, and, you do cook sometimes, but most of the time I do most of the cooking. I think it is okay, but you got to give them the opportunity to kind of change from that. Like, they've been used to that for 20 plus years. I'm just thinking about, like,
no, that's true.
Something that I know personally, that
what happens when the other person goes on strike?
Yeah,
from their gender norm, from their norm.
And you're like, we've been doing this for how long? We've been doing just fine, and now you're like, you're sick and tired of it. And I mean, of course, there's leave room in your situation to compromise, and to make changes and adjustments as you see fit. But allow that person to come to terms with it. Like, you can't just abruptly just feel like you want to switch it up and just want to make changes out of nowhere.
Right. There has to be a heads up. You can't just, be like, I'm not cleaning anymore.
Yeah.
And then stop cleaning, right? And then the house goes to hell for a week. And everybody's looking around like, where's mom?
No, for sure. Definitely. So, I don't know. I don't know. I think that we need to come back to gender roles a little bit more. Like, I feel like
we have. I think I do agree with you as far as I don't think anybody uses the template anymore. It's like, there was a template? No, it's like there are men that are fully assuming the roles that we would consider a feminine gender role.
Yeah. And
there are women who are completely committed to being what we would think is the man's gender role.
Yeah. But I think it's fine if that's what you want.
Right. And that's what we're saying.
To
like,
each their own. I think if that's what
but make sure you both know make sure you both know where you both stand, and keep it between you, so that nobody else can come in to tell you
if that's
what's
what you
wrong.
Like, go for it. I'm rooting for you. Like,
I have seen,
I love it.
What do they call them? Mr. Moms, where the dad stays home and the mom, she's the breadwinner. Something happened to where maybe economic situation, but she's the breadwinner. He stays home and takes care of the kids, and they call him like Mr. Mom. I've seen that, and I've seen very successful relationships like that.
I mean,
like women
I don't know if
surgeons,
it's-
women doctors,
Right.
women, they work all night long and they want a normal life at home, but you know, they're on call. And some of their husbands stay home with the kid and take care of the kids and take care of the house. Well, for those women who are in surgery and who, you know, have those type of judges and women, you know, women lawyers, maybe in those situations, it's needed.
Mm-hmm.
The gender norm change is needed.
I don't understand how a woman could be like, everything should be 50-50. Like, the straight down the middle 50-50. I'm like, that just doesn't even make sense. I don't know why that, even though, like, I think that you should have, like, an account that you guys both use to, like, pay bills and food or whatever, it's still in my head, that's not, like, it's 50-50, but not, like, how you're trying to explain it. Like, our rent is $1,200, so you pay $600 and I pay $600. All right, we go to a restaurant and the bill come up to be $90 and you pay $45.
I'm not doing that.
Like, that just doesn't make sense to
that.
me. You know what I mean? Like, that type of 50-50 is like, what? Like, am I your bestie? Am I your roommate?
No,
like, what is it? Because it doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like
it doesn't seem like a relationship.
It doesn't seem like a relationship, but it also doesn't. There's no it lacks
yes, what is the word? It lacks intimacy.
No.
It lacks
maybe intimacy,
connection. It lacks
connection. You guys are just not on the same page.
Yeah, you're just like roommates. There's no connect. There's nothing that bonds you together to say that either one of you tomorrow couldn't just get up and walk away.
Right.
Like if I split my bills 50-50 and like genuine 50-50, I would feel like one day you can just opt out of this lease. This is a leased event. Like, this is not even a bought house. Like, so
yeah, no, that's it's weird to me. I just think, you know, make sure you got that whole foundation part about the gender roles and what's your responsibilities and are you guys on the same page about that? Like, I just think that
set that up from the beginning.
Yo, begin with the end in mind, because at the end of the day,
oh, say that again.
Begin with the end in mind.
One more time, because
begin with the end in mind.
Yes.
Okay, because
point of the day.
Let me tell you, like, don't wait 2, 3, 4 years later, and then you're trying to switch it up, and you're trying to think he's obviously gonna be different when we get in a relationship. Like, no, he's gonna be the same. The exact
and that's
same,
a whole nother topic we need
thing.
to address about we can change somebody into someone they not.
Yeah, that's just not gonna happen. So begin with the end in mind.
Begin with
make
the end in
sure
mind.
that y'all gonna be on the same page forever. Like, this is what it is, you know.
Thank you guys for joining us.
But let us know about your situation. Are you guys doing the gender role thing where the man's a provider, the woman's the head of house, or whatever? You know what I mean.
How do you split your gender roles in your house? Have you picked up the normal gender rules? Have you created some of your own? Are you a brand new section of relationship
right?
that we can talk about?
You guys do things completely different.
Right.
Like, I would love to know that.
I want to know that too.
I'm old school. I'm sorry.
I want to know some of the new school ways that are out there. I want to know.
And if it's the new school way, it's cool. I'm adaptable. But for right now, what I like is what I like, and it works for me. So,
but tell us what's going on with you. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
And we will see you guys in our next video. Bye.
Bye.
North side, cool and shorty, yes, west, stay.
That's our warm up.
Oh man. Okay.
Just made me feel off.
No,
Okay.
I didn't make you do anything.